Hey everyone, I'm here to make a fun little 6x8 layout using the November dinosaur themed kit. So I'm just starting. I had the idea to back this ledger paper that you can see just slightly under there on my left, and it is slightly smaller than a 6x8, so I figured if I cut the cardstock to 6x8 it would board it, mat it nicely, but also then mean that I could fit it in my page protector really easily and then be able to put it into my album. So I'm just sticking that down, and then I'm going to get busy with the rest of the layout. So next I am going to layer that bit of pattern paper underneath that photo. So I've just cut out my son Oliver there just out of a photo, and it's just going to document, this layout's going to document his love of dinosaurs, and in a fun way. So I thought if I cut it on an outline, it would make it bold and stand out, and I thought it was pretty fun to do. I've only done it one other time before, and it was just too striking and really fun. So just going to layer it and border it with some white paper so it stands out on that pattern paper, because that pattern paper with the blue and the dinosaurs is quite bright and fun, that we want to make sure that the photo sticks out rather than it blending in or being lost into the pattern. So just quickly fussy cutting that thin border, and I'm going to stick down the pattern paper. Then I'm going to use some foam tape to stick down the photo. And as you can see, it's already started to come together so quickly. This video is a quick video because the layout was a simple layout, but also because the kit comes with all these goodies, it's easy to put things together and get creating, which is always a bonus when you're spending your hard-earned cash on kits. So I'm just going to work on the embellishing now. I figure all my pattern paper and my background and my photo is all set. I just need some embellishments and a title. So I'm using these buttons here because the dinosaurs are facing the way I would like them to be facing, and they just go so cute and well together. And then I thought I'd add this ribbon here that I'm going to fold in half and cut into a fishtail banner, and that way that just adds a little bit of a touch to the bottom of the photo and makes it join in with the cluster. So if you could see before it was there, the pattern paper sort of just stood out as like that it's been plonked on, but now that I've layered up that ribbon on there, it's like it's been laid in the background. The more layers you have on a scrapbooking page, the more it blends in and makes it look like it's all unified rather than this item stuck here and this item stuck there. So I'm going to work on my lengthy title. Considering it's a 6x8 layout, it is a pretty lengthy title. It's a Dinosaur World, Embrace It. So I'm starting with these lovely little thickers. They're just grey, and I figure it doesn't distract from the colours that are already going in on the page. But first I'm going to add the first bit of the title with these Kaisercraft alpha stickers. That way I can position it in a way without having to stick down the alphas, then pull them up, move them, stick them down, move them, stick them down. You know how the drill goes sometimes when you're making titles, especially a big title. So I'm just going to stick this down. I don't make you watch all of it because obviously sticking down alphas are not that tricky when there's a lined paper underneath. So just sticking them down, and then I'm going to spell world in these thickers as well, these alphas, and then I'm going to spell embrace it with the black stickers underneath. So that way it makes it look like it's cohesive. And sort of like it's, the title, if you're just looking at it, might be Dinosaur World, but then when you look at it, it becomes the full title when you read the black words. So it's sort of like a little surprise, I guess, a little trick of the eye. So just fiddling with them. I will need to go back and glue them down because they're alphas, they're puffy ones, they're not very thick, so the stick on them is not going to withstand. They work fine now. You can see my page, it's not moving, but I just fear for longevity's sake that it might not be the safest to do without glue. So I'm just using a pen here to add a doodly border. Just thought that way the white was sort of just getting lost in in the busyness. That way, if I add the border, it does make it look like it's framed. It's sort of like it's like there's a white photo frame and it's an award with the ledger paper and then his photo sitting like that. So I'm just using a die pick here to make a hole so I can put in these cute little brads. Brads are something that I don't know even have used before. Maybe I've used like once or something. They because they were before my time in terms of scrapbooking. I do like them. They are pretty cute, especially if they're like this where they're a design rather than the enamel dot looking. If they were just enamel dot shaped, it's just easier to use an enamel dot, I would imagine. Yes, it's a different texture, but in the grand scheme of our, short amount of time to scrapbook, I think enamel dots was definitely a good invention. So I'm just going to add some resin up the top here with that leaf as well, and I'm adding some, I was going to say enamel dots. Yeah, I think they are some enamel dots and some puffy stars, just to bulk it out in terms of the little sprinkle of cluster embellishments going on. And then I do come back in and add a second of those brads to the top cluster there. So just making sure it's all stuck down. Got my glue out in case I wanted to glue. I thought maybe it might do with the resin, but it's actually that it needs the brad. It needs that different look of leaf and different texture. So badly putting it in, but I do get it. And what I do on the other side is just use some washi tape so that the little prongs don't go through to the other layout that is going to be stored. So that's going to be my layout. I hope you've enjoyed it today and check out the links below. Bye.